Happy days. Namaste. Virgo. 9th to the 20th of November. This is a bit of a different reading. This is Why Am I Stuck reading. And I thought I'd do this after the lunar eclipse because we have been being asked about being our authentic selves, coming into our authentic selves, and now the change is happening, especially if this is your Saturn return. So I think that's from, if you were born from 1994, it's your second Saturn return if you were born, I think, in the late 60s. Look it up. Look it up and see when your Saturn return was, because this is a big change. This is a Saturn return, this is a big change for you. Right, so why am I stuck? Okay, this one wants to come out. Coming into your own. This is brilliant already, so coming into your own. That's what was hidden, what got you into this issue, the advice and the outcome. Okay, so it does look like you're sort of having to go it on your own again, because this is where you're stuck. And I think this has been leading up to this the last few weeks, actually, this is where you're stuck because you need to come into your own. Society has a lot of success criteria for us, what we're supposed to do, how we're supposed to do it, when we're supposed to do it. But, you know, like, if you haven't achieved this by this age, then you're a failure. If you haven't done this by that age, then you're a failure. You know, if you haven't got, 2 kids and a Volvo, then you're a failure. That sort of thing in the eyes of society at the minute. I mean, some of the things are, if you haven't got 20-foot eyelashes on and you haven't got lip implants, then you're not as beautiful as you're supposed to be, which is, these things, you have to hold them up. They're quite ridiculous because everybody has beauty. The only ugly people out there are the ones that haven't got an inner beauty, that haven't got their inner light shining because of possibly, having lived a negative life and, going along with difficult situations that they can't see a way out of, or have just turned them into being unhappy and wanting to make other people unhappy, that sort of thing. So about coming into your own, this is where you're stuck. You need to come out of this cocoon and you need to fly off in your own direction, but you need to know who you are and what motivates you and where you've picked up society's values and put them in place of your own. Okay, so this one is what got you into this issue. Not being able to let things go. Not being able to, maybe walk your own path. Maybe, not being able to let go of the should-dos. Of still trying to strive to succeed the way that society would have you succeed rather than on your own merits or on your own ideas. We inherit a lot of stuff from, what we've seen as children, what we've seen at school, college, university, the general world around us. What is your local, what is the local success value where you were brought up? Are you following that, or have you been able to let that go so that you can actually just do you and be you and have your own happiness as your own success criteria? What was hidden? Riding the horse in the direction that it was going. Okay, so have you been going down different paths and stopped and then taken the path that you should have taken, according to everybody else? Are you this is, I think for me, this is saying that you need to take a look at what your values are, as opposed to the values that you've inherited from your lifetime so far, and see if there's a difference. Because if you're riding the horse in the direction that it's going, like, well, I've hit that point, yes, I got to college and then I went to university and then I got this high-flying job. Maybe you're in a situation where you're working so many hours a week that you haven't got time for your activities, or maybe you're in that thing like work hard, play hard. So you actually haven't got time to meditate and take time out to find out what you actually like and who you actually are, and what actually is your core belief value for yourself. Maybe you're just keeping yourself very, very busy all the time. This is the advice. So the advice to follow is that you can delegate. You have a stable, secure sense of self and being in there somewhere that you can look at and see that actually I can do all of these things because I have learnt to build this up around me, and I can actually move in different directions because I understand my own stability. I understand my passions. I understand what I want to do, and I can now start delegating. So maybe you could actually, if you're a boss or something, maybe, if you're in that situation where, I have to do everything to make sure everything's successful, maybe you can actually start delegating a bit. You could get someone in to have a chat that's going to empower the rest of your team to be able to work on their own merits, and maybe you've not given people the opportunity to rise up just because you've had that thing like, I'll do it. So they haven't actually been able to grow in that situation. So maybe there's a way to get someone in to work that out, or maybe you could have that conversation with yourself about, am I overworking? Am I not delegating? Am I not trusting? Am I not helping other people become because I'm overriding this? Or am I not helping myself become because I'm allowing myself to be overridden? Because actually I'm a very secure, capable human being, and actually I could do these things, or I could allow other people to do these things. And then the outcome is to understand that whatever's going on around you, you can only control yourself. You can only just do these things for yourself. And if other people are not understanding or not helping you with this move, then that's because they're on a different path and they're trying to get their needs met in a different way. So are you just fulfilling other people's needs because they don't want to fulfill their own needs? In which case you have to realise that one of the reasons that you're stuck and one of the reasons that you're not being able to come into your own is because you're giving out to other people who just don't want to do it for themselves, who still want you to do it for them. So either delegate or work out why you're not delegating, or either work out why the people around you aren't doing things for themselves and stopping you from going forward with your life because you're spending all your time doing stuff for other people rather than doing it for yourself. Or are you overworking and not taking time for yourself? So I think this is about maybe you're not taking time for yourself, which is why you're stuck and not coming into yourself. Happy days. Namaste.